Hey folks, welcome to Fyreflye's Follies. I hope that you enjoy the video today. If you do, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. It really does help my channel out a lot. And if you haven't subscribed, I hope that you will and that you'll stick around for a little while. So today I am canning pot roast, and I thought I would bring you along and show you how I do it in my kitchen. So I have cubed up some pork roast. And let me start with, my canner is cold, my jars are cold, my meat's cold, everything is cold. I'm going to start from cold. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to pack these jars. And I just chunked this up so it would fit in the jars. And I pack it down in there because it's raw, it will shrink. So I pack my jars about 2/3 full typically, and I pack them because it is raw. And ultimately we're going to be leaving a 1-inch headspace. And this will cook in its own juices, and when it does, it will cook the carrot and the celery and the onion that I'm going to put in the top. It's a little bit full. Okay. All right. Now, to each of these jars, I'm going to add a wedge of onion. And a chunk of celery. And a piece of carrot. And this is strictly for flavoring. I don't eat celery or carrots, but I do like the flavor that they give. Grab my knife. Alright. And now to each jar I'm going to add just less than a half a teaspoon of salt. It's more than a quarter, less than a half. And that is actually it. So now I'm going to take my vinegar and a piece of paper towel, and I'm going to clean these rims. Now this is pork, so this serves two purposes. One, you're cleaning the rim, but you're also checking the rim. You get a second chance to check the rim and make sure that there are no nicks or cracks or bumps or anything. I check them when I'm prepping my jars. This just gives you a second chance. And if there's anything there, you can feel it through this little piece of paper towel. And the vinegar cuts the fat that's on the rim, so nothing interferes with your seal. And you guys that have been here for a while know me well enough to know that when it's meat, I always wipe twice. Now, we're pressure canning today, so we do not need to heat the lids. So I've got my lids here. I'm going to put my lids on. I'm going to put my rings on fingertip tight. Just didn't feel right. I guess it was. Okay. All right, so I'm going to get these into the canner. I'm using my 23 quart Presto pressure canner. I've checked the valve and the vent pipe and the locks, and everything's in good working order. I have my water in it, but I haven't turned it on yet. So I'm going to get these in. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this up to a full boil, and it will start venting steam. When it starts to vent a steady stream of steam, I'll set my timer for 10 minutes. I'll let it vent for 10 minutes, and then I'll bring it up to pressure. And for me, pressure is 11 pounds by gauge or 10 pounds by weight for my altitude. Once it reaches pressure, I'll set a timer for 75 minutes because I'm processing in pints. If you're doing quarts, it's 90 minutes, but for pints, it's 75. I'll let it process, and then I will turn off the heat, and I will let it come down off of pressure naturally. And once these come down off of pressure, I will bring you back and I'll show you what we have. Okay, so I brought the canner up to a boil, and I let it vent for 10 minutes. And once that 10 minutes was up, I put the weight on, let it come up to pressure, and I processed for 75 minutes. Once the time was up, I shut the heat off and let it come down off of pressure naturally. It's been that kind of day all day. Let it come down off of pressure naturally, and then once the lock dropped, I kind of set the lid to the side a little bit to let some of the steam escape. And it's been about 5 or 6 minutes. I just heard one seal. So I'm going to go ahead and get them out, and we'll see what we have. So there we are, beautiful pork roast, cooked in its own juices. So the carrots and onions, a little bit of celery cooked right along in the juice. It's not pretty. We refer to the raw pack as the ugly. So this is ugly pork roast. I can ugly chicken on a regular basis as well. And the only reason we call it ugly is because it gets these little cloudy pieces, which you would see if you were to cook it directly as well. So let me pull one of these up here and let you take a look. And again, this was raw packed. But you can see the carrot, you can see the onion, you can see the chunks of pork still bubbling away in there. Now, when I open this, I didn't season it. Other than just that tiny bit of salt. I didn't season it at all. So I can shred this and make pulled pork sandwiches. I can make carnitas out of it. Barbacoa, whichever it is. It makes great pork tacos. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to leave these sitting for a while. Now, before I go to bed, I will move them to the dining room and let them finish cooling for overnight into the day tomorrow, and sometime tomorrow, about 24 hours, I will take off the rings, I will check the seals and wash the jars, I'll label them, and I'll put them in my pantry, and I'll have pork ready to eat off the shelf whenever I want. I really hope that you enjoyed the video today. If you did, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. It really does help my channel out a lot. If you haven't subscribed yet, I hope that you will, and if you hit the notification bell, YouTube should notify you when I upload a new video based on your settings. Thank you so much for watching today. Have a great day.